What's going on, guys? Celine, this is me. I'm gonna be talking in future about the data that I have collected from Times Square. If you're confused, you know I take 618 girls photo per night. You know, that's massive. When I said data, there's a lot of free data on Times Square that a lot of people who are there are not taking advantage of. They're not taking advantage of that stuff. I would like to discuss about that later, but this is kind of like a pre-discussion, people who don't know about. When you click the fashion department, you will see what I mean by taking 618 girls photo. There's a lot more to come. People who work at Times Square, New York, the tourist destinations, who are hustling, side hustling, not everybody's truly working, just so you know. Not everybody's truly working over there. That is not true. Not everybody's working, and I find that kind of very cute, the word cute. You know why? Because everybody is a lot of these people are very alone. They don't want to be in their home, okay? And a lot of the people on Times Square who are hustling, locals I'm talking about, locals, not like tourists. Tourists is one different. If you're going there for traveling purposes, that's a different story, but the people who are there regularly, and they pretend to work, right? They're actually, and there's a lot of them are chasing girls, try to get people's numbers, selling drugs and all this stuff, right? Even the people who are selling drugs and doing illegal activities are not really like working. The photographer who are there, they're taking photos. Maybe they're getting, maybe they're doing this side hustling. But check this out. Most of them are not really like working. They say, oh, I already got my clients today 3 hours earlier, so that's it. And then what they do is they just sit down and they just like chill. What are you doing? And the whole time, all I see, and these people have been there for a long time or not. Some people are new, right? They change this around. All they're doing is just sitting on the corner and then go like this. And me and some other dude, we're constantly like, there's another dude out there. You have no idea. Everybody like hates him. A lot of people also over there don't like me too, because a lot of people are also not happy about how speedy I am and how many clients, all these girls are coming to me and all these guys are coming to me, and that's making them confused that why these people are coming to me. Like, who are you? And we've been there longer than you, the territorial war and all that stuff, right? These people who are there, first of all, they're not working, and then they look for problems. Whoever get a lot of customers, they give them hard time, threat them, this and that, all that stuff, right? But the people who are working, they're the one get targeted. People who are really working, like me, there's like me over there, I really, not even single time I will have any break. I'm constantly going after people, non-stop, right? It's in a point, I probably made a record already like long time ago, like long time, like already like I made a record. Like there's how a human moves so fast and looks so young and don't use the bathroom, don't use drinking water, nothing, and constantly going after people to do the photos. And then there's so many photos, right? And that's, people are not happy about that. But anyway, there's a lot of data to collect in Times Square, and this is one of them. Let me tell you this is one of the data to collect in Times Square, is that people on Times Square, not everybody is really working, who think that they're doing side hustling. People who come at nighttime, late night, just to do the nighttime photos, they're really working, but not everybody truly working. People there, they're just chilling, and all you see them is just they're texting. It's like, dude, you're in Times Square, you have so many people walking around you, local and outdoor. Why you're texting? They're texting, they're talking. Another thing is, either if they don't text or they do text, what they do is that they're talking to their buddies. They're like, yo, what's up? Even the bad guys who cause a lot of problems there, they're just talking to their buddies. They're like, yeah, bro, yeah, me too, I went there too, yeah. But you're talking and you're not focused. You're not making no money. How you gonna make money? You get it? There's so much. I'm gonna be making a separate video about this. Everybody's there. A lot of the people there to socialize, one of the data. A lot of the people who are there to make friends and they don't want to be alone. lot of the people who are there, and these are the datas by the way, a lot of the people who are looking only love and not willing to work, okay, there was a time I was like that. Then there's a family, and this is one thing, like I find that like very weak. When somebody go there for work, they go as a two people. Why you gotta be there for two people? They go together. Both people go there at the same time. They don't want to be by themselves. They don't want to be there by themselves. They go with their buddies. Hey, yo, buddy, you going to Times Square tonight? Let's go. They don't want to be by themselves. They are scared. They are scared to go by themselves. They know there's going to be territorial war. They know there are going to be issues. So what they do, they bring their buddies. You know, and he's a tall dude. The other dude is also a big dude. If he don't show up, then he don't show up. I find that very interesting. And how me came in so late, did the whole thing like all by myself. I did not look for any buddies. I went there all by myself, looked for nobody's help, nobody's backup, and I took so many people's pictures. Then there are so many problems, and I continued doing this. Not even a single person was on my side. Not even now. It's still today, nobody's on my side, literally, because they were like, whoa, who is this guy he's taking all our customer, all my customers going to him. You know, so they're scared. They're really scared to go by themselves, because they're like, what if something happened to me? Even the most biggest guy and the most strongest guy who usually hang out with his buddy, I saw him one thing. When his buddy does not show up, he try to talk to me. Okay, that's one data I have collected. Then there's another data I have collected, and it's shocking that how when I was little and when I was 17, 16, I used to be there so many times. I didn't notice a lot of this thing. I did not went through all this human behavior. I did not know that this head can detect all this stuff. I never knew that. Right now I can detect so much when you're on the field. Okay, another thing I have found out is that it's a little blurry over here. I don't know why. But another thing I found out on the street is that these people on the street, people who caused the problem over there on the street in New York, even causing violence for jealousy or whatever it is, these people are all time weak and jealous. There's a lots and lots of jealousy dude over there on the streets who are jealous, and it's so interesting. It's because of their self-pity cause them violence. So you would think that, hey, somebody probably have a gang background or somebody have a criminal background. That's why they try to be violence. Oh, he is stronger than me or she is stronger than me. Matter of fact, no. That's what most people think. Like, oh, watch out from that person. That person is dangerous. That person is really weak and extremely sensitive and insecure. And the photographers over there, they knows that who is jealous, who is weak. They know all that stuff, okay? So it's very funny, like if you're new or if you're not new and if you get a lot of results, people instantly flip because they cannot stand that you're getting so much. And another data is it's so obvious, you know? And the other thing I have noticed, second data of Times Square, is people on Times Square are all time nosy. Jesus. This is the most common complaint I get, is that people, they go to the red steps and that they're doing nothing. Everybody asks me the same question, why people are sitting on the red steps, for what? You know, that's the most common question I get. Last 15 years, so many girls ask me like, hey, excuse me, can I ask you something? Why all these people are sitting on the red steps? What is inside the red steps? To be honest, I don't even know. They just want to look special. They're just there. People on the red steps and whoever's just standing up and watching the comedy from far away, the crowd comedy and all that stuff. One thing to notice is that these people who are there and just hanging out there, they're just all time nosy. They just want to know what's going on, who's talking. Like the other day, I met this wonderful woman, you know, she was a mother and she was just talking to me. 5 other women just came right behind her. I didn't even know that this many people, they were listening everything that we're talking about. You know, then I had to pull her on the side. I'm like, yo, come with me. We're going to have some talk over there. Like we're just having a general conversation. She's not from here. I'm not from there. Everybody started to listen to me. And I totally dislike when people try to listen other person conversations. So like, bro, stop being nosy. People are so nosy on Times Square, you know, another data. Third data is if if you want massive, and this is a secret one, I should not be telling you, the one of the important data at the end is that if you're looking for easy customers and if you're looking for a lot of customers, I guess it is kind of declassified because people kind of know. If you want to sell, and if you want to, here's the biggest highlight. Listen to this. If you want to sell your product, if you want to try out your product, that if my product, people gonna buy this. If my campaign, people gonna listen. If somebody gonna signature my product or vote or whatever it is. If you want to know if people are interested on your product or service, this is the number one place to try out. This is the even though you have the most crappiest product, you want to do experimental if people want to buy it. And then you know what? I think that people who do have a good product or service and who try to sell it on Times Square, they probably got so much result that they did that only for a few months, or not even few months, like few weeks, and goodbye. They don't want to try it or continue anymore. They're like, you know what? I can handle my own customer of what I love to do. These are not true entrepreneur. Just so you know, these are kind of like an entrepreneur, but they're not the next level, hardcore level of entrepreneur. These are just a very medium level of entrepreneur. There's a lot of entrepreneur on Times Square. They don't wanna work hard. They're just like a one-day trial entrepreneur. You know, they're just a one-day trial entrepreneur. They don't wanna work hard every day. They're just there to try out only one day experimental, and that's it. That's all they're good for, and that's it. That's what they're gonna do. They're not gonna try it out every single day. You get it? So that's another thing I realized, that if you're a doctor, not you're a doctor, but if you have a product and you want to try it out, like, hey, I came up with a candle. I have a candle. I want to sell it to the world. I have something. I want to show this to the world. Guess where you want to go? You want to go to Times Square. So people who are already living in, people come from different states. People come from different country, other side of the world, just to go to Times Square for stuff like that. And people who are in Times Square, in New York, who have easy accessibility to go to Times Square and not taking advantage of that, that makes myself look bad, that why didn't I do this on last 15 years, why I hanged out over there instead of doing all this data, and now all of a sudden I'm start taking photography. Photography is just one job you're doing. What about the other stuff? What are the other stuff we could have done to get more customers? You see what I mean? All these other famous characters like Elmo, Naked Cowboy, Naked Girls, they've been doing this for so long ago. They're probably much more successful right now. The entire nation probably knows them by now. That, yo, look at me, this is me. You know, entire nation, everybody knows them. But what about me? A lot of people who are really hustler, who are the 1 to 2 or 5% entrepreneur, they're like continuing there. People who know the value, they're continuing there. Second and very last thing I would like to say is that in Times Square, if you're coming from 9 to 5, or you're coming from, let's say, if you're coming from a very disciplinary job, let's say you're engineer, or you're this very high qualified, or you're an educated student, you know, or somebody who have a very good reputations or stuff, right? I have a bad news for you. Listen up. Times Square have this thing where if you're there regularly, it's not such a bad thing. It's not a bad place. I'm not saying you have mixture of people, too much thing going on when there's too much people there, you know. But it also depends too what type of city and what type of peoples are there all the time, and what type of belief system they got. Who knows? One of the very important data of Times Square is this: no matter how logical you are, your hands can get dirty in a matter of second. Your face, your hands, your image can be dirty in a matter of second, because somebody probably said something that you stole my iPhone, and then boom, the people or law enforcement or the security gonna do this made up story. It could be a whole thing was a made up story, and the next thing you know, in a matter of split second, that thing is like automatically, just because somebody said that yo, you did something, even though it's not true, automatically you have to increase your voice, number one. Number two, you have to defend yourself. You have to get tactical to fight back if you've been attacked. And also, at the same time, you have to learn how to negotiate with the enforcer that, hey, who said that? Why this is? And then it's going to be you, Mr. Logical Dude. It's going to be you versus them. It's going to be you versus all of them. Because 6 people, they're just bored and they just want to make fun of something happened or something could have happened. And then the people just gonna come in and join. And this is a very common thing on almost any public situations. This can even happen on a train. This can also happen in anywhere where somebody say, hey, you pushed him or you pushed her or you smacked him and smacked her, and then everybody just comes in because they love this drama, and then they step in and then they do these ripple effects. Instead of everybody getting prosecuted, one person will get prosecuted, or if it's not get prosecuted, then it will be a whole huge drama because somebody with a dramatic personality who caused this from the beginning, this is a mess. You get it? So you gotta watch this thing because you're there, you're a logical person, you're a smart dude who's there, but the people who are causing these problems, that they're not your level, they're not gonna be your level. So you know, in your level, if you have an enemy in your high mature level, that person's gonna take that on a legal system way of fighting. But on the streets, if you're logical and you're smart up there, somebody else gonna, whoever caused the problems or start the problems, they're coming from a very poverty mind background, or maybe they just entered this country who control the streets. Isn't it happen when you are this high value person, and let's say if you end up in a jail, and the criminal dude or somebody who's much younger and lower class or minority level, who have tremendous bad reputations and bad criminal background, that person's gonna cause all the violence toward you because they're so jealous of you. So you have to watch out this stuff. These are very important, and that is not only embarrassing. That is not only embarrassing, but that is also messed up. So you have to then gear up. How many movies we have seen like that when, Elon Musk too. Like, look, Elon Musk is such a special person, right? But people try to mess with him when he was little. But people don't know that how special he is from the beginning. In order to make special, it's not about you have to earn something or you have to do something. I think you can be special from the beginning as long you're willing to make a change. Elon Musk was special later. Elon Musk is special now, and Elon Musk gonna be also special later on. But it's gonna be very unfair when somebody who have a very bad and terrible and dark background will try to mess with him or try to take over his life. I think that's gonna be very messed up. So on that type of situations, even though Elon Musk is very logical and he's a billionaire, trillionaire, he had to get his hand dirty to take care of this type of situation. So if you're in Times Square and you're a very highly logical person, maybe you're a student, maybe you're gonna become a doctor one day, and you're working inside Times Square, high prioritize life, who got his stuff together, but somebody from the streets try to mess with him. Situation like that, you have to get your hands dirty. You really have to that time, your graduation or your criminal justice studies, none of that gonna work. You're gonna have to get your hands dirty, period, over, okay?